Hi, everyone. Welcome to episode 47 of the Unknown Comics podcast. We're 5 away from 1 year's worth.
Yeah.
Even though we've taken breaks, it's been
like we've been doing it for a year.
We've been doing it for a year. So, wow, that's crazy.
Yep.
And what's hilarious is when we first started, I was sick. And now I've been sick again. Actually, no, the first podcast I missed because...
Did they tell you what kind you had? Were you a Transformer? You didn't know?
No, I don't.
I wonder if they do tell you, anybody, like if they... I guess you could
I've never been told what... And I don't know that rapid test and stuff can tell you what strain you have, maybe.
Right.
It just may look at certain markers.
I mean, if your body starts doing things it shouldn't, I guess you know.
I am Omicron. No, I didn't have it when I missed the first podcast.
Exposed,
I was exposed.
Yeah.
And I was just in quarantine.
You had to call in.
Yeah, my mom had it. So, yeah.
Because he lives in his mom's basement. He's a real nerd.
No, I just went to her house. So, all right. Well, yeah. So, not going to be a huge podcast, but we definitely wanted to get it out there because...
We didn't want to miss 2 weeks.
No, not 2 weeks. We were off for the Thanksgiving. Hopefully everybody had a happy Thanksgiving. We had a very solitary Thanksgiving.
Yeah. I was thinking my brother Sam had got the flu on Monday, so he was all alone as well. So
and that's what laid up Crystal more than anything. Her and Ramona had flu B.
Yeah.
And it wrecked. Flu B wrecked Crystal.
Yeah.
Well, Ramona was okay, but man, alive.
I've been seeing flu has been worse than COVID right now.
Yeah.
This was the first year since Ollie's been born that we had a Thanksgiving without anyone getting sick.
Really?
Like when he was 1, he was just old enough to start like eating food, and he got he gave a stomach bug to the whole family, like extended family. Everyone was just miserable for like the next 3 days.
Dang.
Patient zero right here.
Right. What are you bringing back with you there, bud?
Uh-huh.
Why don't you stay over there? I'm across that way. You're screwed.
Cook that turkey better.
Yeah. Yeah, we did our first full turkey this time. We roasted it, and it was good.
Yeah, when you had to rely on yourself to be the providers of
things. Which Crystal had done it previous year. We did Thanksgiving by ourselves. I'm trying to remember why. Oh, because my son had his tonsils taken out.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been fun for anybody.
Yeah, and plus that was still kind of the isolation Thanksgiving. Anyway, she did just a turkey breast, and that was way easier.
Yeah,
because you don't have to worry about what parts of the turkey you're cooking at what times, right?
Right.
The breast is just going to cook,
Right?
Yeah.
Right. Whereas you don't have to worry about the thighs or legs or whatever that take longer traditionally.
I just slow cooked it in the oven for like 12 hours. It's perfect.
Yeah. So we had like one of those roaster ovens.
Yep, those two.
And that way you don't have to take up your oven to do it.
You know, we had fried turkey, and then the next day we had leftover turkey enchiladas. It's fantastic.
There you go. That's it.
And you didn't start a fire with your fryer?
Nope.
I've fried turkeys before.
It's so funny that people do that, though. I'm like, come on now, don't be an idiot.
You pre-measure your oil.
Yeah.
You do your displacement test to make sure you're putting the right amount of oil in there. Dry the freaking turkey. That's that's number 2 is just dry the freaking turkey off.
Yeah.
Before you dump it in there and create.
If you've caught fire out of a turkey, let us know. We'd love to hear your story.
Yeah. So anyway, it was a good Thanksgiving. Unfortunately, my wife lost her taste and smell.
Oh no.
So and she's slowly starting to get some stuff back, but it's for the most part.
How about brain fog?
I'll have to look and see if I can find it again. I saw online there's a over the counter supplement people have been taking that is supposed to bring your taste and smell back faster.
Oh really? I may have to try it. Yeah, she gets kind of notes of things every now and again, but it kind of ebbs and flows and stuff. So, not a lot in the way of news. So one thing, it was funny. So, a couple nights ago when I was messaging y'all and stuff, we were at rehearsal for our Christmas production at work, and one of the guys is like, "Hey, did you get your tickets yet?" And I'm like, "No, it's still 2 weeks out."
Yeah, I wait till the day before.
Yeah. And he's like, "You might want to look." And so I go to Synergy and I look at the Epic and I'm like, "Whoa, that's sold out.
Bad seats only."
Yeah. And I'm just like, I'm going around looking. Like, this is Amarillo, Texas. And for those that aren't aware, like, we've never really had to buy tickets that early.
No. I mean, if before the stuff like this, the apps came out, you did need to go and get them the day of.
Yeah.
Earlier in the day, but not
weeks
before.
I camped out for episode 1 Phantom Menace tickets in high school just for the experience of camping out for tickets.
Yeah.
We didn't need to.
Yeah.
Right? We just did.
Like I've 3 theaters now, and they're all. I'm guessing UA probably is where everybody's going to be pissed off they didn't get their tickets in time.
I've just never y'all bought our tickets for Infinity War, and I remember that theater being packed. When did y'all buy those? Do you remember?
Maybe a week before.
Yeah.
Maybe something like that. But I think it was filling up fast too. But I don't still remember it being like Spider-Man was.
Yeah, and Endgame, I don't remember being that way.
No.
Okay. I'm trying to remember.
I think I bought those maybe a week before as well.
Yeah.
So it may have been by the time, because I hate getting a seat I don't want.
Right.
Yeah.
So even if nobody else is picked yet, I still want to try to get a seat I want. So
Yeah. I just remember the good old days where you could get the tickets, but you still had to be in line.
You had to get there
because
early.
the seats weren't reserved.
Yeah. And,
you had 2 lines.
I never really had the experience of people ever being in my seats, but I don't know. I overheard one of our employees the other day is like, every time we go to the movies, there's always somebody in our seats. I'm like, how?
Yeah, that happened to us last time we were at Synergy.
There's so many seats. Like how many?
Yeah.
I mean, there's never full. So what? It just never makes sense to me.
Yeah, it's happened to me once, and they were just on the wrong row.
Yeah, they probably didn't realize it.
They didn't realize what row they were in.
Yeah.
But it's never been a huge deal. So, and then what was it? The last movie was it Dune? Yeah, Dune. I made Brad take my seat because the seat
didn't work.
The seat wouldn't. And it was probably 5 minutes before the movie started. The one next to me still hadn't been taken yet.
Yeah.
The one next
swapped.
to you.
Yeah, you just swapped.
Hadn't been taken yet, so I just went. Whoop.
Yeah,
I was like, when Brad gets here, you can sit.
We had both tickets.
Yeah.
You just made Brad take the bad seat.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I did.
Because it was an extra one from Darren, I think.
I totally did. So yeah. So if you're, and I'm assuming this is indicative everywhere.
Yeah.
Get your Spider-Man tickets now, because if you're planning on going opening weekend, it looks like it's filling up.
Expectations are still, for me, I'm not trying to let them go anywhere. I'm
Yeah.
just keeping them as easy as possible. That way, whatever happens, I won't be disappointed.
So my thing with the whole merging, bringing the old Spider-Man, I could care less if they do that or not.
Yeah.
Really, I don't care. I want to see where it goes with this multiverse arc, because really since Loki, we haven't seen anything that's really furthered the multiverse.
No, Eternals was
arc.
like its own thing. Hawkeye so far is just Hawkeye.
And we'll talk about this later. I don't care about that.
Yeah.
I didn't expect Hawkeye to push
Anything.
that agenda forward. I kind of wondered where Eternals was going to go with it, but they didn't.
Yeah.
No, I think Hawkeye's going to be closer to whatever they're doing with the Falcon Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shang-Chi didn't do
The
anything either.
future team up timeline is what Hawkeye's going towards, I think.
Yeah, so we haven't had anything that's furthered the multiverse kind of arc. If hopefully Spider-Man moves that needle a little further.
Well, we know for sure it's going to, in some way, shape, or form.
Right. But what I don't want it is to move it and then everything kind of be status quo back when it's done, right?
I guess there was a little bit of news. We saw the article this last week of the Sony executive, again, Sony not being able to keep their mouth shut. Probably the same lady that said the two universes were connected. Talked about the fact that there's going to be more Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
For sure, there's probably at least another trilogy. And Marvel will keep making them. So, Tom Holland came out and said, we've got a lot more coming.
After he'd already said, but if
because he basically just said he retired.
Yeah, like
in the week before.
I wonder if he was just trying to.
He just reads the script, okay? If he goes off script, he's gonna get in trouble.
Yeah, they emailed me this morning to read this. I have no idea why. I really thought I was fired.
Hearing rumors that a piece of Venom will be left behind. Ending credits rumor. Yeah, I mean, there's so many rumors as to what.
What's interesting is they're starting to do their tour. But this next week will probably be the first time it's being watched.
Yeah, I don't know when the premiere is.
So we should probably be getting leaks like crazy over the next week.
To be a stop on these press tours.
Well,
can we get Unknown Comics on the
I doubt
on
Amarillo will ever be a part of that.
We'll set Tom Holland down here in the studio.
Although they are filming the prequel to Yellowstone here right now. So, which is
we have
cool.
a movie studio in town now.
Yeah. Now, hopefully it starts getting used like crazy. It'd be awesome. But again, like, we've talked about this a lot of times. Like Tom Holland says he's going to be done and he's going to retire, and why would Sony say no to money? Yeah. I mean, this movie hasn't even come out yet, and it's already probably going to break the $1 billion mark. First movie to do that post COVID.
Okay. Why would you say no to get to be Spider-Man again?
Right. The red carpet premiere is in Los Angeles, and it is Monday the 13th.
Okay.
So not very, very far ahead of the actual worldwide premiere. So
yeah. Is it actually before the worldwide? Sometimes they do the worldwide ones first.
No, So
they do one in another country first.
Sometimes. Oh no, it's saying, yeah. I mean, that's its red carpet premiere, so I don't know if it's.
So you said the 13th?
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
The day after that is The Witcher premiere. Nice. Well, the early one.
Right. The early one.
Yeah, just basically the same thing. You can watch the first few episodes before anybody else, and there's a Q&A. You have to sign up for it.
Okay. It's like
interesting.
It's like
a preview.
Tier Netflix now or something.
Yeah. You guys didn't know. It's the dark web Netflix.
Well, staying with Marvel and Disney and executives. This is old news by now, but we didn't do a podcast, and I missed a podcast before that. So Lucasfilm re-signed extended Kathleen Kennedy's extension. So what I love is, for anytime people decry how the sequels fail, they pin it on her. Mm-hmm. Like it was fire her. She screwed up the sequels. Well, apparently Disney doesn't think so.
Yeah, well, I mean, if she's the one that came down and said we need to make sure this has 3 different directors with 3 different visions for a trilogy, that doesn't make any sense.
Right.
But
I'm sure she's involved in that decision, but it may not. It may not have been exclusively her. Right. Yeah. What that tells me is, as far as Disney's concerned, and they're the only ones that really get a say in it.
Yeah.
What she's done is right for what they're doing.
Well, Rogue One was good. Solo was good.
Yeah.
Mandalorian was good.
Yeah.
So not everything they've done is bad. So maybe they just keep to the path of the stuff that has worked.
Not only that, maybe she's going to be, they're still doing Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
So maybe there's more involvement in other franchises besides just Star Wars for her too that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah. And I just, like I said,
the cartoons, all that stuff. I mean,
I swear if this Indiana Jones has aliens in it, I'm going to lose my mind.
Well, apparently it still has Harrison Ford in it, so.
I mean, aliens, Indian dudes that can teleport your heart out of your chest.
Yeah.
Let's see. A box that can melt Nazi faces. Yeah, it's always been really on the level and realistic. Aliens was a bridge too far.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was my thing. At first when Crystal Skull came out, I was just like, "Are you kidding? Aliens?" But then you look at it holistically, it's always been outrageous and fantastic, right?
Yeah.
So that was just
time period wise, it was different then.
I think that's. I don't know. I don't know why Crystal Skull just didn't resonate with me. I also don't like
Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, I think Crystal Skull didn't resonate with me because it felt too much like Raiders of the Lost Ark, plot wise.
Yeah.
I think it had too much of.
Do you not like Raiders, or just it was?
It was too similar. Yeah, no, I love Raiders.
Yeah.
Temple of Doom is I think I probably still like Crystal Skull more than Temple of Doom. I don't know.
Temple of Doom is probably my favorite. This is the one I remember watching the most as a kid.
It was always on. Temple of Doom was always on. Like if you happen to accidentally turn on a TBS or TNT, whatever it's on, Temple of Doom's on.
I can't.
It was always on.
I can't get Crystal to watch that one because there's too many insects.
Oh, yeah. There are quite a few bugs in that one, and the monkey brains.
Yeah, monkey brains, all that stuff. Yeah. It's the gross out one of the two,
which was kind of part of it.
Yeah,
seeing that girl freak out.
I always liked Raiders a lot. Crusaders was probably my least favorite.
Really,
original trilogy.
Last Crusade is my favorite.
Yeah,
it's just slower, and I watched that stuff as a little kid, so it couldn't keep my attention.
I loved him and Sean Connery. I thought that was fantastic. Yeah. So anyway, they're sticking with her. Yeah. So apparently that means something. That means, like I said, means they like the direction Lucasfilm's going.
Yeah, and it may just be the fact that maybe she's relinquishing more of certain things to other people, kind of like the way Feige is over this. Maybe she's appointing different people. She's more of just a yeah, okay, I'm not going to be so much creatively involved, but I am going to be personal, like people involved.
Yeah.
Put the right people in the right spots and let you guys kind of manage it.
Yeah. So we'll see. I blame Abrams.
I don't know. Ryan Johnson pretty much messed a whole lot of stuff up there. So
Yeah. But I think what I've heard is it was Abrams' call to not do the entire trilogy.
no, so I don't know. From what I heard, if I remember from the very beginning of it all, they wanted 3 different directors from the start,
Yeah. I mean, the original trilogy had 3 different directors.
but one vision.
Well, yeah.
This did not.
But supposedly Abrams was supposed to be that vision for the sequel trilogy.
Yeah, well,
And that didn't happen, right?
Yeah. Guess it depends on how much creative control
It's
they
his
give
fault.
him.
So, and he added too much lens flare to Star Trek, so shut up.
There was quite a few bit of lens flare.
There's a lot of lens flare in Star Trek. Oh
There's
my
nothing
gosh.
wrong with some good lens.
I still
flare in
liked those
space.
Star Treks though.
They have their moments. I didn't like Beyond too much.
Beyond was a little too
I fell
much. I
asleep a
think.
bunch
Yeah.
during it. So, all right. So I think that's it for news. There's just not a lot of news to talk about.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to hear anything else until these 2 series are over.
Yeah.
They're going to wait through Christmas.
Comic news stuff, nothing really. We're still waiting on stuff.
Hulk #1 was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, Donny Cates finally.
Yeah. Hulk was good. Venom's been good so far.
Yeah.
The new runs on those.
Ben Riley's been kicking butt and taking names.
Yep. He's Spider-Man right now.
I've liked Inferno. Inferno's been good.
It's been wordy. Yep.
Hickman. I like reading stuff.
Yeah.
It's a book.
Tanner and I have to read like 7 or 8 a week, okay? We don't have time for one Inferno.
Gosh. Yeah. We got a biddy. Oh, thanks, Nels.
We need to figure out how to get those sounds to work because people have been using them.
Yeah, I had to.
Oh, to make it-
I disabled him from the reward thing until I get the back end to work. I just
Okay.
need to devote some time to do it.
So, current series.
Bro, let's talk about Hawkeye, bro.
bro,
Bro.
let's do it. So, spoiler alerts: if you haven't watched Hawkeye yet, pause, go watch it,
Bro.
and come back, bro.
Bro.
Because bro, you need to. So yeah, Hawkeye. It has been fantastic.
Yeah. I very much enjoyed it.
And it is what I expected it to be. It was like that buddy cop,
Yep.
you know.
2 people that did not want to be. Well, one of them didn't want to be together.
Right.
The other one.
No, the other one- the other
she
one
definitely
just-
wants to be around Hawkeye.
Finding very clever ways to change backstories to make it work.
Yeah.
Right. Because how Kate and Clint meet in the comics is
Way different.
way different.
Yep.
Incorporating plot lines, the Battle of New York into her backstory
Yeah.
was
I thought that was fantastic.
yeah, that's super clever to really.
And as soon as her dad died, I was like, yep, she's a Disney princess.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, yeah,
It's like, this is a Disney movie.
yeah. That's funny. That is funny. But an explanation as to why she would idolize this one particular Avenger,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And
Why would anybody want to be like that guy?
yeah, and then just like creative ways of taking characters from Hawkeye's comic past
Yep.
and remaking them into
Making that
something
Matt
new.
Fraction story arc work.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
and honestly, the Duquesne thing is not from the Matt Fraction run.
Yeah.
Swordsman has been a Hawkeye villain since
Forever.
forever.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's definitely I mean it's not straight up the Matt. It's more of an homage to that. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's where
they took the concept of this idea and they were like, okay, how do we take this and make it work in the MCU?
Yeah.
Yeah, which because Hawkeye is quite a bit different. His personality is different in the MCU than it is in the comics. He's not the persistent bachelor,
Yeah.
kind of
Movie Hawkeye's a family man. Comic Hawkeye's kind of a loser.
Yeah.
really.
Yeah. He's always the living on the back burner. They
He's
call
carny.
me when they maybe need me.
Yeah, I mean he the comic Clint Barton he started as a carny and just has always been that just kind of
He's Robin
Solo
without
guy.
Batman.
he's had relationships with every freaking female Avenger that you can think of.
He's a broke Green Arrow.
Right.
That's the worst kind of Green Arrow.
It's okay. He gets toys from Tony. It's fine. I did love the Pym arrow.
Yes.
That was cool. That was way
was
cool.
fabulous. Turning another
She's like,
arrow.
it's just a regular arrow.
Then it becomes a missile.
Yeah, when she shoots the guy with the USB stick. Yeah. He's like, oh.
Which I think the USB arrow was an homage to the Fraction Run or something.
I think so. I know he's used one in before.
Yeah. Well, he's used in the MCU. He's used arrows that actually like shoot into stuff and hack stuff.
Yeah.
It wasn't a specific
Well, we also
USB.
see it in the What If.
That was it.
Yeah,
Okay,
which
that
is
is
What
where we
If
saw it.
TV show, so that's kind of a hit back to that as well. So,
But no, I think the casting choices were perfect. I think Jeremy Renner and Haley Steinfeld just play really well together.
yeah.
I
I think she's awesome anyway. I mean, I loved her in Transformers, Bumblebee,
So this morning we turned off the audio for the Instagram stream, so that like to force people to come to the others. So we're dubbing that the Hawkeye experience.
Oh, okay. Or you could say Echo,
yes,
or the Echo experience, right?
because they're bringing an Echo. Nell says the 360 camera shot was pretty dope. Yeah,
That was way.
yeah, in the
Amanda was
car?
like, "I'm gonna be sick." I was like, "This is so cool."
Well, and so in film, and if you ever take a film study class, one of the ways that you build anxiety and tension is to never let the scene cut, never take a take. Right. That's why that in season of Daredevil 1, that one fight was so exhausting to watch because it never broke. Right.
Have you seen the war movie that was recently?
Yeah,
that
1917.
That was crazy how they did that.
That's what not having those takes does. It builds, right? So that was a borrowed shot. If you ever watched Children of Men, had Julianne Moore and Clive Owen. It was about like nobody could have kids anymore. It was kind of like a post-apocalyptic.
I've seen post.
There's a scene like that in that, and I guess the director really was inspired by that shot, and so that was that 360 that car scene.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it really works.
I love how sad he was too, because he tried to save the Challenger and it still got.
It still got. So you should have described it from the get go.
Maybe it would have had a chance.
Yeah.
I have a really, really bad feeling that Clint's gonna die by the end of the series.
I don't think so.
As much as he keeps talking about wanting to be with his family for Christmas, like making it home, as big of a deal as that is, I got
one of two things is going to happen.
Yeah.
He's going to die, or they're going to find his family. They're going to his secret's going to get blown, and somehow they're going to be in danger.
Yeah, I think him being Ronan's going to come out really quick, and I think that's where we're probably going to see Helena show up at some point. We know she's going to be involved in this TV show at some point.
Yep.
We also still don't know who the uncle is.
I keep seeing rumors that it's Kingpin.
Yeah,
That's what I think as well.
Because you see, so supposedly in the flashback when they're at the dojo, like a pretty
just saw
chubby
the
hand kind of pinches her cheek or whatever, and he's in a black suit.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I kind of figure it might be, but
whether or not it's Vincent D'Onofrio or not,
I don't see them killing him off after they just kill Black Widow off.
yeah,
Those two characters are just too close to each other to do that with.
yeah.
I mean, I understand that, but I also see them trying to make Kate just
The
new
Hawkeye.
Well, they may, and maybe he'll take a different mantle, but I also could
Or
see
he
him,
goes back to being a different Ronin.
I could see him being the leader of the Young Avengers.
Oh, kind of like the mentor leader.
Oh yeah,
Because I know he's come out and said he would love to play Hawkeye and lead the West Coast Avengers.
Yeah.
See, now I've had the theory that they've been building the West Coast Avengers.
Yeah, and so knowing that he still wants to do that, I doubt there's finality to his character.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
What else is Jeremy Renner doing? I mean,
I had a Hawkeye moment last night.
you shot something at one of your kids.
No, they were being super loud, and I told them, I was like, I wish I was Hawkeye, and I could just turn my hearing aid off.
Yeah,
he wants to be deaf.
it is interesting that
Every person of hard of hearing right now is like, you
he only
a-hole.
has one hearing aid, so it just makes you wonder: is he completely deaf in the right ear? They haven't actually.
Oh, and
I'm guessing that's what I.
I mean,
He
that's
can't.
what he looks like it says, but
Yeah.
he doesn't really say it out loud.
Well,
to let everybody know.
There was one scene where he moved to the other side of her
so he
because
could
he
hear
couldn't hear out
That
at all.
side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So one, he's completely deaf in, and then the other is just hard of hearing.
They're very.
Very hard of hearing. Yeah. Which, it makes you wonder, like, when, because it hasn't talked about
how long
it's been that way. Because was it like that when he was running? Like, you never saw. Now, you did see an Endgame when he was in the tunnels.
Yeah, he's running.
And he had the gauntlet.
He had the explosion.
He had the explosion. So maybe that was the event that was like, that pushed his hearing over the edge. That's what I'm legit, because you saw like a little montage,
right?
And that was one of them.
and that was one of them. Maybe that was the one, right? That nuked his hearing. But yeah, it's been fun. I
had to rewatch the first two because I was helping make Thanksgiving food.
Oh yeah.
When the first two episodes came on, so I had to rewatch them again the other day, and I enjoyed watching them the second time too. You know, it wasn't boring or anything like that. I enjoyed it.
Other rumors we're hearing that Kate's mom could also be the MCU's Madame Mask.
See, I feel like she's not good.
Something's
I can
up.
see that. Well, because in the comics, her dad was a villain.
Yeah.
So
maybe they're just kind of flopping it. And
because I think something's up with the security network that she runs. Like, I think there's a lot more. The fact that we just saw that the one guy's an employee of hers.
Yeah.
So there's something up with her as well that I think is not.
Is he an employee, or they just have a file on him?
I think she says he works for her or something like that.
I thought it's just that Bishop's security had a file on him. I'd have to go back and watch it.
Yeah. Because that's something I caught when I was watching it the second time. That I thought it said he was an employee.
Yeah, and of course, then it ends with the cliffhanger that Jack Duquesne.
Yeah.
Is actually in the apartment and about to cut, holding the Ronin sword.
Yeah.
So do you think Clint actually noticed it? Like, I mean, it's kind of here.
Yeah.
At his throat.
But that he knows what it is.
That it's his actual sword.
I would think so. Peripheral still would show him the left side of the sword.
Yeah. So maybe he gets his Ronin sword back this way. But
yeah, it'd be interesting to see.
My thing is
because Swordsman at one point, even his first appearance was as Hawkeye, dressed up, and then he was, because Hawkeye's first appearance was not his first appearance. It was Swordsman dressed as Hawkeye.
Right. Yeah, kind of like Domino's first appearance is not Domino's first appearance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting little take on the character as well.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited. I think it like I said, I had very high expectations for it going into it, and I think it's met so far.
Yeah.
And like I said, I don't care if it moves the overall narrative in the MCU anywhere. I mean it will, but I don't know that it's going to move the big arc, right?
Yeah. Now I will say I'm surprised a little bit. I mean, there's not cussing or the sex scenes like what you got from the Netflix Marvel shows, but that scene when Ronan is in there hacking up all those guys, I was like, wow, that's a lot of blood.
Yeah.
Like, it was just splattering it everywhere. I was very...
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't show him killing anybody, but you're still seeing it happen everywhere.
Yeah, I think Disney Plus I think starting with Winter Soldier or Captain Falcon and Winter Soldier, they kind of started
the duo, the two guys.
Yeah.
The guy with the wings and the guy with the arm.
Them dudes, the buddy show. They're starting to kind of push the needle with the darkness. Yeah, not quite to the Marvel or the Netflix.
Yeah, and I think that's why we're still going to see those on Hulu, because Deadpool just dropped on Hulu and stuff like that. So,
yeah.
But it's pretty good. I like it.
Yep. Indeed. Moon Knight, that's probably going to be the next in the dark.
And I think we're going to get a little bit more of that. Kind of already being dark from Doctor Strange, so we'll kind of already be used to that a little bit more darky, edgy thing, and even Spider-Man might get us that way a little bit.
And hopefully we get Daredevil back. And I really don't want them to recast Kingpin.
I don't want them to recast any of those guys.
I think Vincent D'Onofrio was just freaking perfect.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that we've established the precedent that it's okay to take characters that have played the same characters and
if you have a multiverse, what does it matter?
Right.
They can play whatever version of them you want to now.
Well, and even in the comics, in the multiverse, the characters are drawn to look basically the same way.
Yeah.
So even if it's not pulling them from the other dimension, it's fine if it's the same actor.
Drew Nick Fury to look like Samuel L.
Yeah.
Because they knew in the future they wanted him to be Nick Fury.
Yeah.
And also Charlie Cox has come out and said, if anybody else gets cast as Daredevil, I'll go down to my basement, grab the mask, and I'll fight him for it. So, I mean, there's that. So
yeah, it's just I just and and what's his bucket as the Punisher. Like perfect casting.
Yeah,
like,
you don't. Why would you? I mean, he was great.
Bernthal.
Yeah,
John Bernthal.
John Bernthal.
Yeah, I can think of it to start with. Yeah,
and you know all these guys want to do it again.
Yeah.
So why? I mean, and they did a great job with it.
No, I thought for the most part, most of them were great.
Yep.
Iron Fist, I just still can't make it through, and I need to finish the rest of them because it just blocked me.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff I need to watch. Yeah. So much stuff.
I'm not caught up on all the Netflix stuff.
I watched.
I got all the Netflix stuff. That was.
I watched all that. I did binge the second season of Masters of the Universe.
Oh, is that out?
Yeah, it dropped this week. Just
the whole. Okay. Didn't even know.
Yeah. So it's only 5 episodes.
Yeah, same as before.
Yeah. So it's part 2.
Okay.
No, it's good. It
maybe they're trying to get it in before all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Because I think Spider-Man comes out, and then the week of Christmas, 2 big movies come out: The Kingsman and there's something else that Matrix.
Oh.
Like they both come out on the 22nd. I'm like,
yeah.
What? And the week after Spider-Man, nobody's going to watch that. They're going to go back and watch Spider-Man again.
As ticket sales, like I'd be curious to see what pre-sale numbers are right now.
Yeah. I think both those movies, they were just like, we need to get them in theaters before the end of the year.
What I hope's not happening, at least here, is somebody is scalping. But I don't know how you scalp digital tickets at a theater.
Well, you can send them to people.
That's true, I guess.
Last I saw, I think this was Tuesday. I don't know. I don't have a dollar amount, but it was like 35 million tickets sold.
Golly.
You got to think on average for probably $12 a ticket. Let's
Wow.
just look that up right quick. You said 35 million? Mm-hmm. How many zeros is that? 35?
6.
6 zeros. You can just do 35 times 12 and add 6 zeros.
Yeah, 420. Oh, it's almost 500,000 just on pre-sales.
Just on pre-sales. Dang, that's insane. And that's probably just opening weekend. I mean, I guess they're counting pre-sales for everything, but who buys
past opening
weekend? Who buys past open weekend, right? Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's insanity.
Tom Holland's like, oh, I'll be Spider-Man into my 30s.
Right?
Fine.
I'd be curious. I'm assuming he's probably still below the line
as far as
payment goes.
Oh, like
if he's getting a cut, right? Above the line is a percentage, whereas below the line you're just hired. I wonder. It depends on what his deal with Sony was, right?
Yeah. Well, it's probably because he had his original deal. I'm sure these next 3 movies there'll be some more negotiating.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're back at the table at that point. And
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, guess what?
Yeah.
You're making me an associate producer or whatever.
Yeah.
But you don't have to be an associate producer
They'll
to get
be
a
like,
cut.
we'll let you do that if you never spoil a thing again.
Right. Well, apparently there's executives that do the exact same thing too. So
yeah, Sony
it's kind of not on him.
Mouth shut. Kevin Feige's like, can we fire Sony?
Right.
Can we buy them already?
I'm sure he would want to. All right. Well, that's really all we got for this week. So we'll be back next week. And then the next week, we will probably do a quick podcast so all of us can get to our individual theaters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
to go see
you're showing it?
8:45.
So you're later than me and Brandon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you buy the same theater?
I'm at the same theater as you.
Okay.
I'm like right behind the handicap row.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah.
That was all that was left. Everything above it was gone.
Yeah. Crazy. Never. Like, I literally looked, I saw all the black. I'm like, that's weird. Black is what you select now? And I was like, oh, no, that's occupied.
Yeah.
Oh, crap. So, all right. Get your Spider-Man tickets. Get them now. We'll see you later.